Bamgboshe.
And this is a special Mother's Day episode that is exclusively on YouTube. So thank you guys for tuning in. How are you, Ma? Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, sweetie. Happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Oh.
And happy Mother's Day to all of the ladies out there.
Okay, I love hearing that. But this episode is dedicated to the moms, and we're also going to touch on a couple of things that all surrounding moms and non-moms.
Oh, great.
So we would like to do a special toast, and I want to do a toast to you. I do this now every year around this time. This is also our 4th anniversary coming up as well. So I would like to toast to you, Ma, for being the best mom ever.
Oh,
and,
thank you, sweetie.
For hanging out with me. Even when you may not want to, because you're too cool
I always
for me.
want to, sweetie. Thank you. And you make it easy because you are the best daughter, bar none. Mm-hmm. Salud.
Salud.
Woo.
Oh, that's a strong little shot there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, like I said, this is a special episode, so we're going to do things a little bit differently. It's all about moms, but I wanted to start off about some mothers, some women who are actually not moms, very popular women, and maybe the stigma that they may face for not being moms, whether it's societal expectations, gender roles, cultural and familiar pressures, workplace and professional impacts, but some really famous celebrities who never became moms. And I want you to tell me whether or not you have a favorable, like if they're your top shelf, if they're premium or hooch in your idea, your mind as people. And we're going to start off with Oprah.
Fabulous. Oprah is a mother figure to many young girls. Remember, she opened up the school many years ago in Africa, and she has been a mentor, both financially and I guess culturally, and also just even in terms of providing motherly guidance, you know, because the girls are coming over. Many of them have come over from Africa to the United States to pursue their education and so forth. And Oprah has been a mother figure to many. And I'm pretty sure she continues to be absolutely top shelf.
Top shelf?
Absolutely.
I'm going to go with top shelf for Oprah. Where else could I go with Oprah?
All right.
I'm going to move on to someone else who I feel is very top shelf, who has discussed about her inability to not have children, but then eventually she said that she thinks that it was for a greater purpose, and that is Dolly Parton.
Oh, good
shelf.
for Dolly. Oh, Dolly is super top shelf. She's a humanitarian. She's a consummate professional. And she's been doing the damn thing for years. Oh, absolutely. Top shelf on Dolly.
Now we have...
And mind you, wait a minute. I want to add this. Mind you, these women have chosen not to have children biologically.
Well, she said that Dolly Parton discussed her inability to have children due to health issues, but said she believes it was for a greater.
Well, I understand that, but there's still
she could have adopted. She could have done other things.
And other things. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with it. Okay, all righty.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Helen Mirren, who has said that she just never particularly was drawn to motherhood and has no regrets.
She's a hooch to me. Helen Mirren, I'm giving her a hooch because she comes across as narrow-minded, mean-spirited, xenophobic. I don't want to say racist, but almost.
Yes.
You know, I'm not feeling Helen Mirren. Hooch.
Yeah, I
don't find her personality endearing, warm, or nurturing at all.
The funny thing about it is that when I didn't know much about her, I was like, oh, she's a good actress, but I don't know how much acting she's actually doing. You know, the more you find out about her, the more she's just playing
the more
herself.
she's that person on, what is it, Mobland, Mob Life. What is it?
Is it Mob Life or Mobland? Maybe Mobland.
Yeah,
I think
Mob
Mobland.
something.
Mobland
She's
sounds about right.
Yeah, she's more of that character.
Okay, let's move on to our girl Tracy Ellis Ross, who's spoken about, she says that she loves her freedom. It seems as though she's a little bit conflicted, but she also says that she did not want to settle, and she also wanted to reject the societal pressures to have kids. So she's talking on both sides of her mouth.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Tracy Ellis Ross, she still can adopt if she wants to, if that's something that she decides to do in the near future. But clearly that hasn't been a priority to her yet. And having a husband hasn't been a priority to her yet.
Right.
And so
I respect Tracy Ellis Ross.
Fine.
Absolutely, Tracy Ellis Ross is going to land in the middle, as far as I'm concerned, and
premium.
Sorry, she's going to land somewhere in the middle. Yeah, and a mid premium. She's going to be simply because she has the right to make that choice completely. But I don't see anything about her that is particularly motherly or anything of that nature. To me, that's just a personal choice, and she gets no particular credit for that one way or the other.
Yeah,
she's not unique, and many women have chosen, have opted not to have children.
Yeah,
many women have opted not to get married. Nothing. Her career was there for the taking because she's a nepo baby, to the nth degree, and so she gets
a premium.
Yeah, she gets a premium. That's it.
Someone similar to her we're going to move on to is Miss Sanaa Lathan.
Very same thing. Very similar. She's made those choices for whatever reasons, and we respect her right to do so, but she certainly doesn't get any kudos for making a choice that many other women before her have made and many women after her will make. So,
okay. Yeah. I'm premium. I don't have any issues with her either.
Don't know of any philanthropic or mentorship type thing that is, known publicly.
Yeah.
So I don't think that they've dedicated their lives or any major portion of their lives toward mentoring or nurturing or anything of that nature. I'm not aware of for either of those ladies. So nothing. They're not outstanding in any way.
Renee Zellweger.
Same.
She said motherhood wasn't something she felt compelled to pursue, and she has focused on her career and personal growth.
And that's exactly what the other ladies have opted to do. That's fine. That's their right. And they certainly don't get any kudos for being motherly, because they are in fact not motherly.
And that's fine.
And that's their and that is fine. Every female does not have to be don't have to be a mother, but don't even have to be motherly.
Right. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, Kim Cattrall, which we all know, Miss Kim Cattrall, she's talked openly about not having children and embracing a different kind of motherhood through mentorship and close relationships.
Well, see, that's different, and I like that because she respects the value and virtues and characteristics of motherhood, whereas she personally decided that it's not for her to be a full-time mother. I respect and admire that, and she gets kudos for that.
Yeah,
because she shows that she's a diversified woman, a well-rounded woman. She gets a very high premium for that.
Now, Regina Hall, I really just don't know what to say. I really, really like Regina Hall.
I do too. She seems very personable.
Yes.
Yeah. On screen,
I heard her say weird things about relationships or just in general that I just didn't quite get. Like, I know that at one point she wanted to be a nun, but she was at that time supposedly too old to be a nun, and she wasn't a virgin and had never. It was just, it didn't really make sense. And so I don't know where she's coming from.
Regina Hall for me is going in the category with the rest of the ladies who've opted not to become mothers.
Okay.
For whatever number of reasons. And for that, once again, we respect her choice, but she gets no particular kudos for that.
Yeah, like I said, I like Regina
we're talking about motherhood and motherly.
Yes.
So you're naming women who some of them are neither of those things.
Now we have two on here that are famous for not being moms. That's Jennifer Aniston.
Same thing.
She
clearly
faced a lot of scrutiny.
Yeah, I didn't particularly like her when she was with Brad Pitt. And
no, that's not right.
No, wait, I'm not finished.
Because she didn't want to have children.
Yes, because she was with, not because she didn't want to have children. Oh, that's not right. Not because she didn't want to have children, but she didn't want to have children, and she was married to a man who did want to have children. That should have been worked out between the two of them.
She says that nobody knows the true story about that.
Oh, okay. Well, then nobody knows the true story about any of them except that they don't have kids. We know that story, and that's what I'm going on.
Okay.
So, Well,
it just, I guess with her and Brad Pitt, the thing that looks really bad is that he was willing to adopt.
Yes.
And he was willing to adopt any
race, right. And absolutely.
And so
absolutely. Kind of made people look at her sideways. Once again, I'm going to give her
But you should know that.
Well, listen to me. You should know that before you get married. That's what I'm talking about. But I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and just say, well, I respect her, her right to, opt to be childless.
And
we
all respect. We want to be very clear. We all respect that.
I preface every comment by saying that I respect all these people's right, but don't forget the theme is motherhood. And how are these people getting high marks for being motherhoods when they're not mothers? Except for the ones who are out there mentoring and being mother-like or being motherly and mother. Well, most of them are not motherly. Only a few of them on there are actually motherly.
And how about Ellen DeGeneres? That's the last one on that list.
Do her and Portia have any children?
No.
Well, I'm going to say for Ellen, I don't even know if Ellen.
Nice.
I'm not even sure anymore how to even say that. At one point, maybe 20 years ago, she was known to be a caring person, but then she had to leave town because she was so abusive to her staff. So I don't know what the hell to say. Well, Portia hasn't left her, so she must still be nice to Portia.
Well, yeah,
so I don't know what's going on.
Be kind and something, right?
I don't know what's going on. I think I have to give Ellen incomplete. I don't know what the hell is going on with her, but I am going to say I don't think she's all that motherly. I don't think she's fatherly either. I'm not sure.
I don't know what she is, but oh gosh. Well, the point of that was just to see how you view them, favorably or.
Then again, she may be fatherly.
I mean, listen, they're all fine. I think that you don't have to have children in order to be a decent person, in order to have purpose in life, and I think that that's something that needs to be stressed. Now, of course, having children,
absolutely, that's true,
is a huge responsibility, and I think that so many people take it very lightly, and that is a problem. So we're gonna do the opposite.
I cannot think of a second close in terms of responsibility of being a parent. I can't think of anything that's even. But
people don't even look at it that way.
Well, however they look at it.
They're so willing to have children before marriage.
Yeah,
or never get married.
Well, whatever the case is, I can't think of anything even close to it. Not even a close second in terms of responsibility. What greater responsibility are you ever going to have than raising another whole human being? So, and this person is totally dependent on you for many years, so, like I say, shout out to the moms and mentors and mother-like figures for the sacrifice they make.
Okay, well, here's some mothers, and I want you to tell me whether or not you think they're overrated or underrated in their identity as being moms.
Okay.
Angelina Jolie, who has 6 children.
Do I think she's overrated?
Or underrated in the whole narrative of her being a mom?
I think she's overrated.
Okay.
I think she's overrated.
Okay. Any reason?
Well, because I think she has not worked to mend the relationship between her children and their father.
Yeah.
And to me, if you aren't doing everything you can to provide all the love you can bring into your children's life, you are not doing everything that you can. Because whatever is going on between him and her, he was ready, willing, and able to be a father to those children. And some of the relationships are now severed for whatever reasons. And Angelina's mission should be to try to mend it.
Well,
they're both of them, but you asking me about Angelina.
Well,
I'm not even speaking on him because it's not Father's Day, but both of them should be doing that. So you're not getting no big kudos when you steadily fighting with the father.
And I think it's sad because she had a very rocky relationship
with her own father,
dad,
with John Voight,
and and that was played out in public, and so she didn't seem to ever advance above that.
I don't know what therapist she's going to, but she needs to switch therapists or either attend more often or whatever, because too many severed relationships with the paternal figures in her life, with the husbands and the fathers and all that stuff. Not good. And it does impact. She's got 6 kids. No, and he was, like you said, he said half of them are adopted, half of them are biological. Either way, it's all the same because he was there for those kids, and and she fought him for years over whatever, and allowed the estrangement to continue. I know the kids are older and this and that and so forth, but once again, having been a parent, and I'm still am a parent, and was divorced and everything, and I understand all these different dynamics, and it doesn't have to be that way. It does not have to be that way.
All right, let's move on.
Okay.
Quite a bit more.
Okay.
Kris Jenner with 6 children.
I don't even know how to. Is she the kind of mother that a lot of people admire because the kids have a lot of money? Yes. Is she the mother who has instilled the best values in her children? Well, we don't know. We really don't know, because once they get grown, they do what they want to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I think she is a strong advocate for her children. I think she does that. We may not admire some of the things that they do, but I don't know how much of that is her fault. I don't know what, you know what I mean? I don't even know how to.
I know she, protected her children.
So I'm going to say, I'm going to give her a premium, and I'm going to give her a high premium because in some areas she has excelled. And in other areas, we don't really know. Right? So I'm going to give her a high premium.
Madonna, who has 6 children, but 2 are biological. Lourdes and Rocco.
Okay. I don't know what kind of parent she has been. I haven't heard any terrible things about her children. I haven't heard that she was ever abusive or didn't do everything that she could for her children. I think Madonna may have a pretty big heart. Take away all the hoopla and all this different stuff going on.
Madonna does a lot of strange things too, though.
Strange and abusive are 2 different things.
No.
I'm focusing. Does she makes even odd choices about her own appearance and whatever. Yeah. But is that abusive? Has she been a bad parent? I don't think so.
No.
I think she's been a pretty good parent. I'm giving her a high premium too.
Okay. Victoria Beckham with 4 children.
I don't know too much about Victoria Beckham's children.
Oh, well, Brooklyn is out. I think either Brooklyn may have gotten married. I know he was good friends with Selena Gomez.
Okay.
Or I don't know if he's married or engaged.
What I do know, and which is a wonderful thing, I haven't heard of him in jail, smashing cars, committing crimes. I have not heard that. But don't forget too, whatever was going on with Victoria, guess who was always there? Whatever problems they had in their marriage, guess who's been there all these years with her?
What?
David.
Okay.
Some of these women have not had a consistent 2-parent
That's
home.
True. No, that's
so
true.
Yeah, that's real true. Okay.
Okay. Beyonce.
Much easier to parent when you have support. You know,
That's true.
when you have, even if you divorced, if you are co-parent well, it's much easier.
Beyonce with 3 children.
Well, Beyonce has a strong support system.
She does.
But 2 of her kids are still under 10. Sir and Rumi are very young.
Yeah.
And of course, Blue is young. But I'm going to say, other people can say anything. Don't put your child up there, this and that. Other people not in that position. Easier to say stuff when you haven't had the opportunity to make those kind of choices. You don't know what kind of choice you'll make if you're Beyonce and, you know, you have your little daughters and they trying to do what mommy does and all that.
We've seen other people not put their kids up there in similar positions.
But guess what? But this is what we forget. A lot of people put their kids up there for a minute, but they don't stay there. They don't follow that path. Most of them have had their kids. Cher had what's her name? Chaz now, but
Chaz.
Before she transitioned, she used to come on the show with them.
I think it's
pay.
No. I was gonna say I think it's hard to like you said.
Beyonce gets a high premium at this juncture.
I was just gonna say
I'm talking so much. I'm not answering the question.
You get high premium.
At this juncture, she gets high premium. Only time will tell if she transitions into top shelf.
No. I think it's hard to I'm not trying to judge people based on their choices.
Okay, so
but I think that in general, being in show business and being in the limelight like that, it's a lot on a child, and you don't know what effect that will have on them later on in life.
So for me,
and
Beyonce,
I just think it's different. I mean, I feel like
Beyonce gets
about it.
Yeah, nobody said.
You're like
but
rolling your eyes
because I didn't finish my opinion. What? Yeah, you just asked me.
I haven't hardly given my opinion on anything, but go ahead.
Because you're giving the questions.
Just go ahead.
Okay, that's how come.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to you. I think Beyonce at this point gets a high premium. I don't know if she'll transition into
anything.
Top
you
shelf.
Don't know what she'll transition into.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. At this point, I will give her a high premium. I'm not gonna go into all that because, like you say, or like I say, it's a judgment call, and it's hard to make that judgment.
Yeah. Okay. Gonna move on. They're children and just positive vibes for everybody. Tori Spelling, who has 5 children.
I don't know too much about Tori Spelling, but I think Tori Spelling has made a lot of bad choices already. What impact it's going to have on her children, I don't know. But her whole choice to live in a trailer and all this with her mother and all this craziness with the father of her kids and is her ex-husband, I think she's made some very poor choices. But like I said, I don't know how it will impact her children.
Kate Gosselin, who has 8 children.
I don't know her.
You know Kate plus 8.
I don't know her that well about her kids
it's
and all
fine.
that. I mean, I know the name, but I don't know about them.
I'll move on from that. Gwen Stefani, who has 4 children.
I don't know what Gwen is doing, but her kids seem to be doing fine.
Okay. Yeah, we don't really hear too much about them, so normally that's a good sign.
Absolutely. If it's anything bad, you hear it quick enough.
Kate Blanchett, who has 3 biological children and 1 adopted.
I don't know how old they are, but once again, I haven't heard anything about her kids.
Sierra, who has 4.
Fabulous, because her and Russ are doing the damn thing. And they're babies, and they're young.
Kim Kardashian, who has 4.
I worry about everything because her dad, mainly, I don't know what great choices
her dad? You mean
Kanye?
Their dad?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking Northwest. My mind just went to Northwest. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I worry. I hope everything will be okay.
Positive vibes.
Yeah.
Well,
but I think
really
I think there's
the other two kids.
right. But I think there's a lot of love surrounding all of them, and that part is good. I do believe that they have a lot of love, regardless of all the other hoopla and crazy circus atmosphere going on around them. I do think they're well loved, and I think they have tremendous family support. I do believe that about the Kardashians in general.
Yeah. That's how they that's also part of their success.
Yeah, absolutely.
And finally, Heidi Klum, 4 children.
I believe Heidi Klum's children are doing well. I don't know a whole lot about them, but I think I've heard like the oldest son was doing something good.
Okay.
I recall reading an article, something good about that oldest son. I think Heidi Klum's kids are, I think they're doing well. I think I think she has taken motherhood seriously. I think Heidi Klum really wanted to be a mother, not just for show or for, look at me, I have these kids,
Yeah.
I think she seriously, dug in. I think she was knee deep in being a mother.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the impression I get from Heidi Klum.
Yeah, it seems like it's something that she enjoys. So
absolutely.
Give her closer to a top show.
Yeah, Heidi Klum goes in top show category. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now this is really the fun part. So we're gonna talk about some of the worst moms that we've seen on TV or film. So that should be fun, Ma. And maybe they're a little bit misunderstood. So you tell me whether or not you think they're bad moms or just misunderstood. We're gonna start off with Mother Jefferson from the Jeffersons. Bad mom or misunderstood?
Wonderful mom, terrible mother-in-law.
Okay. Yeah, she was not
terrible.
Nice
Wonderful with George, terrible with Wheezy.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Zelma Bullock from What's Love Got to Do with It? Tina Turner's mom.
I don't even remember her too
Jennifer
much.
Lewis.
I know Jennifer Lewis played the role, but I don't remember her so much in the movie.
I remember her because she was the same age as Angela Bassett.
But I don't. I mean, to me, she's always played the same.
She wasn't a nice mom.
She always played the loud, obnoxious mother.
Yeah, she wasn't.
She wasn't
right. She was
okay.
A bad mom.
Okay.
I don't think it was misunderstood.
Okay. Now I just didn't remember her that much in that particular role.
Now I don't know Lynetta Gordon in Good Times. Bad or misunderstood?
Lynetta Gordon.
Penny's biological mother.
Oh, that was her name?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Chip. That was Chip Fields.
Okay.
Kim Fields' mom.
Okay.
Played her mother. Terrible. She was abusive.
So bad.
Yeah, bad.
Okay.
Real bad.
Okay. I know you don't know this person because I don't think you watch it too much, but Letty Mae in True Blood, who was Tara's mom.
I didn't watch True Blood.
She was a bad mom. She was really like a hypocrite. She was very righteous, and she was not nice to her daughter. She was extreme.
Wow.
She was over the top. So, Maya Lewis from Scandal, Olivia Pope's mom, who was played by Candy Alexander.
Oh my goodness. Wasn't she terrible?
She was terrible.
Oh my goodness.
She was bad.
Yeah. And I like Candy Alexander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally.
Okay. Yeah.
How about the Scarlet Witch?
No, I didn't watch
and
anything.
Doctor Strange. You did watch that.
I don't remember the Scarlet Witch. You have to mention
That's
characters that are not so
the
obscure.
Olsen sister, not the twin. Okay, never mind. Remember Wanda?
Yeah, but
there was a bad version of her.
Yeah, but I don't remember all about that. I didn't pay that crap any attention. That's the truth of it. Yeah.
Crap.
Well, whatever. It's not anything that was significant to me, Pay. I'm just answering you. You can give your assessment of these people if you know them.
She was terrible. She was angry, and she was.
Well, that's what you do
miserable.
instead of fighting with me. Do I remember? Just tell what you know about them. I don't know her.
Brianna Barksdale from The Wire, D'Angelo's mom in The Wire.
It was a long time ago when I watched The Wire.
She was not a good mom at all. She would manipulate her son, who was, had more of a sensitive heart.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say she was a bad mom.
Okay.
I did not see The Walking Dead. Now this is for you. You may remember this more so than me. Lady May in Greenleaf. Was it Robin Givens? I don't know.
No, it was
Lynn Whitfield.
It was Lynn Whitfield.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I don't know how to characterize. She was certainly a hypocrite.
Okay.
I don't know. In a way supportive, in a way controlling. I don't know really how to characterize her.
Okay.
Kind of more bad than good. I'm giving her not a complete hooch, but a low premium. Okay? Is that fair?
No, well, we're just like, are they bad or are they misunderstood? It's for
No. Oh, okay. Misunderstood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now this mom is not misunderstood. Was just bad. Cersei Lannister, Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Just
okay.
bad.
Well, yeah, you can comment on that because to me, almost everybody on Game of Thrones was bad.
Well, you don't think she was bad?
I do.
She was terrible. She was
I
a
do.
terrible mom.
I do.
She was in love with her brother. Oh God,
A mess. Just a mess.
Just nothing good from there to me. It was a
Nothing
bad
good from...
person.
The only thing good in the whole show was Peter Dinklage. Well, Jon Snow. I mean, a couple of people, but
Khaleesi was good, and Macinda. Was it Macinda or Medici?
Yeah. Okay.
What? You like Peter Dinklage? You said Peter Dinklage? Did you say that?
I did.
I'm out of it. Pedro Pascal was in there.
For how long?
I don't know.
Right.
Okay. Rock. From
I know you're
Rachel
talking about
Taylor.
Raquel. I know you're talking about Raquel Stark. I know you're talking about Kanan's mother.
Yes.
Well, she's totally misunderstood.
No, she's not. She's
just misunderstood. Please, she's terrible. She's one of the worst mothers in history.
She's just awful. The worst mom of all is not even close, unfortunately. It is Mary from Precious.
Oh God, I did.
And that was Monique.
She's somebody that you gotta just go through the archives of your mind to even relate to because she was just so terrible. People just tried to forget about her because she was so terrible.
That role that she played, you never looked at her the same.
No.
So
that was and maybe that's what caused all the problem. Maybe that's why she really didn't want to go promote it. I mean, she blamed it on money, but maybe it was something deeper going on.
Yeah.
Really, we didn't, if you sit down and think about it,
'Cause,
maybe she didn't want to even be that connected to the role after she did it.
Yeah,
right?
You're right.
Could be.
Okay, so that was it for our bad moms. So here are we want to end things off on a positive note.
Okay.
Of course, some good moms,
Okay.
or at least we think that they're
Okay,
good
do it,
moms.
and you comment on them too. I don't want you to say I didn't comment on anything. I want you to comment on everyone.
I comment.
Okay. Oh, you do? Oh, you
Well,
do?
no.
Oh, you do comment?
No,
Oh, okay.
I didn't comment. My
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
Okay, some of these people I am familiar with and some I'm not. So these are powerhouse moms who we think deserve to be celebrated.
Okay.
So Tammy Duckworth, obviously, a senator, a veteran.
Oh yeah.
And an advocate.
Yeah, absolutely. Right on. Right on, Senator Duckworth. Absolutely.
I think she's awesome. So
I do too.
This one is a no-brainer. Is Harriet Tubman.
Oh, that's right.
Abolitionist.
Oh, yes. One of our
obviously leader
cultural
of the Underground
icons for real.
Yes.
And a heroine. Absolutely.
Now, I don't know how we feel about this. This got on our list some type of way. Melinda Gates.
Well, Melinda Gates is a big philanthropist.
She is a big
and so that's
philanthropist.
why she's on the list, I would imagine.
Yeah.
She's an absolute philanthropist
and a
humanitarian.
I guess
well, I don't know
Bill
how
wasn't
hard,
as great
I
as we
don't know.
thought.
Well, I don't know how hard it is to deal with a billionaire. I mean, don't forget, however he... Wait a minute now.
Yeah.
However he is, he's not Elon Musk.
No.
He's not that cruel.
No.
Monstrosity.
Of course not.
Okay. All right.
But who is?
Well, I don't know. Once they get to be billionaires, sometimes they get crazy. I don't know.
Well, no, but and then they're billionaires on a different level.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So, okay, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. What do you think about?
I think she was I think she was an excellent mother. For what the life that she was dealt, which was very, very super privileged, but also tragedy.
Yeah. Oh, obviously.
I think she was an excellent mother.
Okay. From what I know,
yeah.
I mean, I guess I've seen several stories on her,
right.
but I've never seen the stories focused on her being a mom, though. If that makes any sense.
Well, that was sort of interwoven into everything she did.
Okay.
Yeah, she was known to be a dedicated mother, loyal to her. That's why John didn't marry Daryl Hannah. Right.
Then that was a mistake.
Maybe.
Yeah. Sad. Okay, Madam C.J. Walker, which we know she was the first self-made female millionaire in the U.S. So, of course.
Well, they say she was a very good mother to her daughter.
Okay. I believe it.
We have only history to go by.
Now, Maya Angelou, I always forget that she was a mom.
Yeah, to her son. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know.
No, you forgot. You did know.
How do you know what I knew?
I think you've seen some of her life story in my presence. But okay.
I didn't.
All right.
Was that working?
I don't know. You may have been. Yeah, you may have been distracted by work, as you often are. Okay. But she has her son. Yeah, Maya has her son.
Okay.
That I know of, the one son. Yeah.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Now, yeah.
Well, she was
pioneer.
She was just dedicated. Period. Yeah. That's just who she was.
Yeah. There's nothing else to add to that. Michelle Obama.
Michelle,
she's a fierce advocate. Just for education.
Michelle has been, and still it continues to be, an excellent mom to her two girls. Mom, mentor, role model, everything. Yes.
You think she's their friend now?
Yes.
As young adults?
Yes. Yes, I do. I think she's their friend because she's earned that. When you become your daughter's friend, that's because you've been a parent all along.
Yeah.
If you are not your daughter's friend or your kid's sons or whoever, that's because a whole lot of things got unresolved, all along.
Right.
Yeah, so.
All right, Ma, how about Margaret Thatcher? Now, what are your thoughts about her?
I don't know too much about Margaret Thatcher's as a mother.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
How about Sandra Day O'Connor?
I don't know too much about her as a mother either. I just know her as a former Supreme Court justice. I don't really know.
How about Sojourner Truth?
Well, she's a hero in every other way. So
I don't know about her being a mom.
Right.
Yeah. Eleanor Roosevelt.
Eleanor Roosevelt did Eleanor Roosevelt? I can't even remember about her kids. Now you're going back to history. Well, she's a great, let's just say she was a great woman all the way around and a civil rights activist pioneer. Okay. Absolutely.
Now, this person I do know appeared to be a very good mom, and it was just sad. It was, taken way too soon.
Oh my goodness.
Princess Diana.
Oh yeah.
She seemed to be a very good mom and a dedicated mom.
Right. Yeah. The only thing I will say about Princess Diana is that, like you say, gone too soon, and she stayed with that husband too long. I'm glad she did finally get the courage up to leave him when she saw he was abusive and didn't treat her well, and made it clear that he disrespected and didn't love her. Instead of staying there and letting herself have a nervous breakdown every week, she should have left. She should have left sooner. That's the only thing I want to say about her. That impacted her parenting. She should have just left him sooner. But apart from that, I think she was an excellent mom.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Well, see, if a mom lets herself take too much abuse, it impacts on her ability to parent her kids. So that's what I mean. You got me?
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. And finally, I don't know how I feel about them putting this person on this list. Is J.K. Rowling. A lot of people now. J.K. Rowling, is
has a lot of money.
But I don't know how she is as a mom.
I don't know either.
And she's, a lot of people came after her because they feel that she was like transphobic. Some of the things that she said.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't.
And
know.
then she trying to pass that over to her kids.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So
I don't know about her parenting skills. I don't know about that. Just know she's very wealthy.
Yeah.
Through her Harry Potter world, her Harry Potter universe. That's all I can say about her.
Okay. Well, I mean, those are some of the mothers that are really popular and that are worthy of celebrating for the most part. But it's Mother's Day, Ma, and just kind of wanted to ask you, what are some of the traditions that you hold near and dear for Mother's Day, or some things that you enjoy doing on Mother's Day?
Well, every Mother's Day since I've been a mother, which has been a few years now, every Mother's Day I spend with my child. Okay. My adult child, obviously, I spend, and family, and other family. I spend with my family. Let me say it's family, without going into breaking down all the family, right? And I continue to do that. There's always some food and beverage, a lot of festivities going on. Generally, sometimes there's a trip, but almost always there's a restaurant involved.
Yeah.
There's some self-indulgent, top shelf food and drink.
Okay.
And just generally a good time. And that's like every Mother's Day. Every Mother's Day. I did it when my mother was alive. I continue to observe it in this very same way with my own family. Well, my mother was my family too, but so that's what we do.
Okay. Well, I really just kind of enjoy just kind of spending time with you, and I like the brunches, even though I'm not a brunch person, but I enjoy doing that, and just kind of obviously the cocktails are fun, and the company is always good. So
we always celebrate. Yeah, we always celebrate Mother's Day.
Yeah, some people are not that big into Mother's Day, but it's always just good to celebrate your mom, whatever day it is.
Oh yeah, it's good to celebrate life.
Okay, so is there anything that you want to say before we do our 3 things that made you smile?
Yes, I just want to tell everyone to please reach out to all the mothers in your life and the mother-like figures in your life. Life is too short to be unhappy, and too long to be unhappy.
That is true.
That's it.
All right, 3 things that made you smile, Mom.
Giving you 4. I'm starting off with family and the sun, the stars, and the moon. Always.
I'm going to start off with Mom. I'm going to go to family, obviously, in general. And I'm going to do 3, I'm going to say friends, and I'll put in a 4th one, sports.
Okay. All right. Wonderful.
Anything you want to say before we go for Mother's Day?
No, that's it. I just want to tell everyone to enjoy your Mother's Day. And, kids are precious, moms are precious, and just love each other.
Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in to our Mother's Day special. We really appreciate you. We'll be back with a brand new episode on Thursday on our regular platform. Whatever your preference, we'll be there. We'll be back. Brand new episode on Thursday, guys. Thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day to all of the moms out there, the motherly figures, the aunts, the godmothers, women in general, and of course, a very, very, very special Mother's Day to my mom.
Thank you, sweetie.
Be safe, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour podcast, streaming on most platforms.